Hi everybody in YouTube. Excuse me. This video is on MAV and church. Why I believe it's a bad combination. I am a former church attender, and like you guys know, I was formally diagnosed with MAV, migraine-associated vertigo, by a headache specialist a couple of years or so ago. And up until that time, I really had no idea what was going on, and it was very hard to try to get information on this. Still is hard to get much information on it, frankly. So I was clueless, and the doctors kept misdiagnosing it as everything else under the sun. And of course, being a Christian, I kept going to church with this disorder, because when you have it, it follows you everywhere, literally. And unfortunately, sometimes I'd actually have these spells in church. My very first time collapsing with MAV, I actually ended up flat on the floor, was during an evening church service in a church years ago when I was 18 years old. The other times that I had these, I never actually, from then on in church, I never actually collapsed. But I still kept getting really sick, and I'd have to sit there and wait it out. Totally no control at all over what MAV was doing to my body. Zero control over it. And to say the least, the churches were very not understanding. Very. And that's putting it mildly. It was absolutely and completely and utterly miserable dealing with the pastors and whatnot. And one of the churches in this city, not the same one that I have the grievance against because of the sexual assault and how the church treated it, not that one, but another one I have some issues with. I still visit now and then. It's not bad enough where I can never visit but with this other church, but I've got issues with them. And even though some of the issues about what's happened there has been a few years ago, there's been no apology from the church for any of it or anything. So kind of remain having issues, I guess. I really tried to get some kind of conference together about what to do when I have the spells, and what not to do, and what it is and all that. And the pastors kept saying they're too busy, and for the life of me, I could not get any such meeting together. I tried to explain to them that I have had attacks on church property before, and the chances were very good, since I wasn't being properly medicated then for this. The chances were very good that I'd have another attack on church property and be collapsed on church property. The odds were very, very good, because when I have an attack, I have no control over when it happens or what it does. The only thing that's right now stopping them, I believe, is the medication. But before that, I had zero control at all over the MAV. None. It would just do what it wanted to do whenever it wanted to do it. And there was nothing I could do about it. And I couldn't just stay in bed all the time. Not when it was going on for over 20 years. I had to try to, live a normal life. But I have not forgotten the pastor's pastors, as in plural, many associate pastors of that church, their response to my having MAV, and I guess it really wasn't all that important to them to have the meeting. Not really all that important, really. Always a million other things to do. It really gave me the brush off. So, like I've said before, I have issues with a lot of churches because of how they treat people with disabilities, how they treat MAV sufferers, like myself, how they treat poor people, and how many of them allow sexual perverts and deviants and rapists and child molesters and stuff to continue going there with very little or no repercussions at all. Just hush hush and sweep it all in the rug. So this is one of the reasons why I am not a regular church attender, and I refuse to be. And I'm really not too fond of church. So this is my take on MAV and church. And my main reason for getting this out there is to give other MAV sufferers a heads up about what can and does happen if they try to go to church with MAV. And to let pastors and others know what really happens to MAV sufferers if they dare attempt to go to church, which is, due to my experiences, not something that I really recommend. So, have a great day. Stay MAV free. God bless.